right, welcome back to another episode of the MODD Pod. As always, I'm your host, Albert Delgado, and of course, with me is Mr. Jose Martinez.
What's going on, man?
Fresh off of your, we'll call it your 31st birthday weekend.
Hey, when anybody asks me how old I am, that's like my go-to. I'm 31, 32. You know, it depends on how I'm feeling. But for the most part, people believe me, so that's gotta take advantage of it while I can, right?
Well, I mean, you still look the part, which is good. I mean, you got genetics on your side, so you're good there.
You know, it's a lot of this. A lot of this.
Speaking of this, you know what I got today? Since they are making their way to the great old nation of Texas.
Yeah. Hey, you know, we wouldn't mind them being a pod sponsor. So
we really wouldn't. I mean, you know, their name is already known, but you know, you got to get your footprint out here in Texas too. There's already a lot of Texas beers. You know, so if you need somebody to sponsor, hey, we ain't gonna ask for much. We'd be happy with a few cases every other month or a lifetime supply.
You know,
preferably, whatever.
Yeah.
We're not even asking for a big money contract. We're just saying, you know, give us a beer and we'll let it work itself out from there.
It's all product placement, you know. Just have it just always sitting somewhere.
That could be like part of the show is just like in different random areas. Find the Yingling can.
Yeah, like it.
Well, short episode today since we are narrowing the end of the football season. We are now down to the AFC and NFC championships this weekend. I think this is maybe one of the more, I don't know, as far as lately championships go over the most recent years, I think this is kind of more the most anticipated ones with all the with the four teams that are currently left alive.
Yeah, obviously if Mahomes clears concussion protocol, I mean, I don't see how he skips this game.
Well, let's go into that. Since we're on the subject of Mahomes, let's go into the game that led up. We'll of course recap last week's games before we go into our preview of the championship games. Give our little takeaways here and there, and then we'll call the episode a wrap. So let's go into Cleveland versus Kansas City, 17. Cleveland 17 to Kansas City 22. Kansas City coming out the victor with a scary moment of losing Mahomes during, I believe, the third quarter due to a concussion. Had to go to the concussion protocol.
It didn't look like it was an ugly hit. The ugly part was like afterwards when he was coming down from the tackle. It kind of looked like he was getting spun around a little bit, but you could see from the get what he was getting. He was a little sluggish getting up, and then he kind of like collapsed under his own power. So
yeah, his eyes were like not registering like where he was at. Like they were just like a fishbowl, like somebody just swished his head around and everything was just kind of getting itself together. He also had an ankle injury during that game as well, too, because I know there was a few times where he was kind of like hopping on one leg.
Yeah.
So the big question is, he's already on pace from what I've seen so far online that he's clearing the percussion protocol process. He's already on pace, taking the steps needed. But I mean, there's still that ankle injury. And seeing, you know, just how much this kind of sets him back. Because, I mean, he's not coming off of a, you know, hot streak of him just dominating the Browns, which it looked like it was going to go that way at one point. But now you're kind of coming off this half game that you played. Like, does that throw the kid out of rhythm? Like, what is that going to look like?
Yeah. Honestly, they haven't really been fantastic the whole season. Mm-hmm. And especially with the way his play has been, you know, I really thought this was the chance for the Browns to get this win, and they just missed that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're going up against backup quarterback. Was it Chad Henne?
Chad Henne,
right? And then he burst. You let, of all people, do the most Mahomes-like thing to you. What is it, like a 17-yard gain on third down?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I just
can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Of all people, you know, who are not Patrick Mahomes,
I commend him. Like, he took advantage of that opportunity, and shit, that's a game winner right there.
I mean, but the biggest pair of stones, though, comes from Coach Andy Reid. The fourth down play where everybody, you know, all the commentators, even Tony Romo was like, all right, you just run the clock out here. Hopefully somebody jumps off sides, and then you get back to it next. But no, Andy Reid was like, no, we are throwing the ball with my second-string quarterback, 4th and 1. We're making shit happen. We're winning the game. The
Yeah.
fucking stones on that guy.
No, there was like some cool memes where it's Andy Reid walking, but he has like a wheelbarrow, but he has carrying his fucking nuts in it. Because that's the type of fucking play that was.
The fucking the Cartman Stan's dad, Randy's fucking when he has the oversized nuts. That's hilarious. No, yeah, there's a lot of good memes. I mean, Andy Reid's been getting meme, but like shit, like when you see that, that's just good meme content.
Hey, congrats to them.
Yeah.
You know, right now there's going to be a question mark under Mahomes. Like, even if he does get cleared, you know, he's still dealing with ankle injury, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have some side effects from that concussion. So, we'll see what happens this next week, but it's a tough matchup.
Yeah, and they got to get something going. Give me some consistency with that run game. I mean, because that helps out that passing game so much. They have so many weapons for the Chiefs. It was a tough game by Cleveland. I thought they were going to pull it out, especially with the, I guess what you can consider in their case to be good fortune for how the injuries and everything played out. But they just couldn't find a way to close it out. Like I've said about this team, they're so wishy-washy. You can't really
they went away from the
count
run.
on them. And
went away from the run.
And we said it. Everybody's pretty much said it. Like that's the power of your offense. Like that's the high point of your offense is having the tandem of Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Why go away from that? It makes no sense.
Yeah, there was no reason to have Baker throw for how many times he did when you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Like they're throwing it on first down and they're screwing themselves, for the next couple downs when they could just run it, get 5-6 yards, and make it easier on Baker to complete that short pass.
And the whole play with Higgins fumbling the ball into the end zone, which is the rule. It's a touchback. You can say it's a dumb rule, but it's only a dumb rule whenever it happens to you.
Yeah.
And you know how to simply avoid this? Hold on to the fucking ball. He holds on to the fucking ball. It's a touchdown. We don't even have this conversation. People aren't even complaining about the helmet-to-helmet hit. He's diving at it. They're both diving. What else do you want him to do? You want him to contort his body in midair? There's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like everybody... a lot of the NFL people just kind of got all on their high horse about that one. When there's shit that happens to similar teams, but it's just because the fairy tale story that the Browns had going on right now, it jumps everybody else. It supersedes everyone else.
Yeah.
Derek Carr's done it twice in the past 4 years where he fumbled into the end zone. I don't see anybody getting on about the rule about there. He got memed to death for it.
I mean, it's Derek Carr, and that's what he does.
Fair. All right, so let's move on. Next part of the AFC was the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo. Baltimore's lonely 3 points.
Yeah, really boring game. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight.
Yeah.
But Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, like that is the story right there. And to me, Josh Allen's clear-cut MVP.
Yeah. He's playing out of his mind right now. Hats off to the wind in the stadium, taking advantage of Justin Tucker of all people, double doinking it. Not Parkey, but Justin Tucker of all people.
Yeah, but the look on his face, man. Like, what the fuck just happened? Me, I did this. There was no horns. There was nothing.
It was a tough game to watch. I mean, it was a little bit of a defensive slugfest at the end. But what it came down to is Lamar Jackson just not being able to throw the ball. His receivers not even being able to catch. So many drop passes. That's kind of been the story of them this year. That they look like they were catching fire these past 2 weeks leading up to the playoffs. But then we get the same type of Ravens that we've been getting, and the questionable, can you rely on a quarterback that is a better running back? Who knows? As of right now, no, you can't.
And then they go and they, get rid of Ingram.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you saw that coming just for cap space, but a little disrespectful to me. I don't think he's a terrible running back. But
I mean, his talent was wasted in New Orleans, to be honest.
For sure.
If he would have been somewhere else, I think he would have been like a for sure lifer and maybe had some more padded stats here and there. But I don't know. I figured that I think New Orleans kind of wasted the twilight of his career.
For sure.
But Buffalo, man, still comes down to for them though. What still frustrates me is their run game. It has its little spurts, but it's never going to be consistent. And this offense is unfortunately going to run through. Well, you can say unfortunately, fortunately, but it is going to run through on the arm of Josh Allen. But if it comes across a secondary, which a lot of these other secondaries is going to be playing against, especially Kansas City's, who's been very stingy, that can be questionable on how much of the game has to rely on his arm and the connection with the wide receivers when he has no help realistically from his running back game.
Right. But still, I'll take those odds.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the connection with him and Diggs,
he's just dissecting people.
Yeah.
And, how do you stop that?
So let's go to NFC. You had the Rams against the Packers. Rams 18 points to the Packers 32. I think everybody saw this coming. It was sad to see Aaron Donald just being frustrated. You knew he was not 100%, but he was still trying to play as much as he could. But again, Devontae Adams, they had no answer for him. Even Jalen Ramsey, who's been shutting down some of the greatest wide receivers this entire season, had no way of stopping the connection between Adams and Rodgers.
I mean, Devontae Adams told him, I'm not your regular guy. You're good, but you're not as good as me. And we saw that on full display. And I think the best part was seeing Ramsey get so frustrated that he's like hopping up and down. Like, that's the shit that is going to just drive the other team to just keep going back at you.
Exactly.
And Aaron Rodgers, this motherfucker, like, you can't let him just go off.
And then it helps that Aaron Jones is just running out of his mind as well. Like, he's just steamrolling. He was steamrolling out of all these defenders over here, just like a fucking wrecking ball in the backfield.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their offense is on tune to where it needs to be in the playoffs, and these guys have been on fire, are still catching fire. I don't know. It's going to take a lot to stop this offense.
Well, like, it was really chippy. There were a lot of chirping back and forth. Mm-hmm. But one thing you don't want to do is start getting into Aaron Rodgers' ear, because I don't know if you saw it at the line. He's, like, looking at him, and he, like, shakes his head and then grins.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's over. Like, just...
To have somebody
just leave already.
To do that to you, I mean, he's breaking them down physically, and then he's also hitting them with a grin, breaking you down mentally. I just don't. I wish that upon nobody. I don't want that Aaron Rodgers to go against. That's when he is a bad man.
And then he hits you with a fucking rushing touchdown.
Ugh. Oh, where he got the camera too? He got the camera guy. Everybody was fooled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rodgers is on one right now, and this Packers offense, I don't know. I don't think there's any defense that can keep up with them. I mean, Tampa Bay secondary looked good against New Orleans, but granted, it's a Drew Brees who's not really trusting his arm, which we'll get into that game here next. But yeah, this Green Bay offense is catching fire at the right time. And then they did that little play too with where it's legal for the receiver to get pretty much a running start in the backfield as long as he's staying across the line of scrimmage. But how do you beat that? Like, that's like a cheat code. What defender is going to be able to catch up to him?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think that needs to be looked at, maybe.
Yeah, but
way to take advantage of it.
Look, Green Bay is a fucking force right now.
Yeah.
And, this is what I have to deal with at least 2 times a year, And there's no way of stopping it. I don't see it. Tampa Bay really has to bring their fucking A game. Not only defensively, but they have to take advantage offensively when they have a chance.
True. So speaking of Tampa Bay, they put up 30 points to the New Orleans Saints 20, which may be, according to a Glazier, is going to be the last game for Drew Brees. Little sad moment where he kind of gives his little walk away off the field, looks back at it. That's not like look back at it, but looks back at the field. And I don't know. I mean, you could obviously see. I mean, that game was all on Brees. The interceptions, throws. I mean, I don't know how you don't get a pass to Michael Thomas. Didn't even catch a single ball. I mean, maybe Jameis would have given him a better shot, to be honest. He was the only one that had the touchdown. I mean, he had that nice touchdown pass, which they stole from the Bears bag of tricks.
Motherfuckers, bro. Like, just leave us be, all right? Just leave us be. Fucking Jameis Winston. But good for him.
Good for him.
One thing I do want to point out, which
Yeah.
I thought was fucking fantastic, Tom Brady being the class act that he is, having the moment with Drew Brees' kids, and throws a touchdown. He's like, "Oh, they could have used you earlier." like he's taking a shot at Drew Brees, throwing a touchdown to his son, and then he's like, "All right, see y'all guys later."
Yeah, off to next week. Later, Drew. Go get your bust immortalized for the Hall of Fame. See you later, Drew.
Yeah, loser.
I mean, those are both of the old sheriffs, like Peyton Manning was into the pretty much what should be like the final years of their careers. It is going to be the one for Breeze, but Brady, I mean, still looks like he can at least play for another maybe 3 years max.
I honestly feel the same way. He doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
He is going to have to step up his game, though.
Mm-hmm.
There are some times where I see him kind of struggling.
Yeah.
It's usually like on the bigger throws, but I think it's just miscommunication, to be honest. But this game, I was expecting a lot more, especially a lot more from Drew Brees.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a competitive shootout, and to see Brees go out like that, as a fan of like just football in general, I feel like I got kind of cheated out of that. I thought it was just going to be a high shootout game where maybe it ended with a field goal or just a last minute touchdown in overtime, something crazy like that. But the 3 interceptions, it just was not fun to watch. I mean, especially when you got guys like Kamara, who's still playing their fucking hearts out on the field out there. The dude's just been a workhorse for them the entire season. And then you're not even able to get the ball to one of your best players in Michael Thomas. It's just like, I don't know.
It's weird. It's really weird. And since he broke his ribs, like when he came back, he hasn't looked.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked the same.
Well, he really hasn't looked the same even before that. Like he was already being questioned. Like he's not making these large throws. Everybody's already questioned. Like, does he even trust his arm to even make those throws? And it looks like it's not. He just doesn't have that cannon anymore.
Yeah, the accuracy wasn't there either. Yeah. Like a lot of the plays that he was making, they were, short slants, things on the move.
Yeah.
Where, typically he would just slice you up.
And it just wasn't happening. But the question is there for the Saints is, what do they do? Do they stay with Winston? I mean, they still have a talented roster that can get him here for the next couple of years.
Oh, look, Winston on Tampa Bay could throw 4 interceptions, but then go for like 6 TDs.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they have this offensive weapon makes bad decisions, yes, but he's a playmaker, and I think I would start him.
To be fair, Winston really hasn't had a full season as a Saints QB, and coming into this year, he actually got LASIK done on him. So maybe that was the deal. Maybe that's why he threw interceptions.
No, but maybe that's why he hit that fucking beautiful touchdown pass this game.
You know what? True. He could finally see.
Oh shit! I could actually see you. Bang, dime.
Didn't squint. Nothing.
And it was perfect.
It was a beautiful pass. Yeah.
So was Mitchell Trubisky's pass.
Yeah, that's on.
Had a better receiver on the other end.
Yeah, that's on Wims.
Yeah, I'm not holding on to that.
Not at all. He's not at all. It doesn't.
Not holding.
The fact that now Winston gets the credit for that, which it would have been more important if they won, but it's neither here nor there.
Whatever.
So Tampa Bay moves on. They go through the frozen tundra, which is Green Bay. What is the weather like? Is it going to be like below 20 there, or?
I think it's in the 30s or below 30. But man, I'm hoping for snow.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's gonna have to have his like orthopedic fucking undies, something to keep him warm. I mean, he's used to the cold.
Yeah, I mean, he was in New England, so it's not too bad.
No, it's not like Jared Goff. I'm not expecting that type of game.
No, true. And so between Green Bay and Tampa, so first off, who do you got here?
I hate to fucking say it. Sorry, guys, but I have to go with. I'm going Green Bay here.
Yeah, I got to go Green Bay here too. Again, the way that their offense is moving, they're firing on all cylinders. I just, if it's going to come to a shootout, I take Aaron Rodgers, his running backs, and the wide receiver, I guess, weapon you could say, and complementary mini weapons.
Yeah, mini
weapons. Devontae Adams, if anything. But I think I think Lazard's going to drop like a big time pass at one point. Or Scantling is going to drop a big time pass.
One of them. Either one. Like, yeah. Just take your pick.
There's going to be a pissed off moment, and then they'll go back to Devontae Adams touchdown.
No, he's just going to like look at them like, I just wasted a pass to Devontae Adams on you.
On you guys. That could have been easily one of the 13 future passes I'm about to throw to him this game.
Dumb.
But yeah, Tampa Bay. I mean, Tom Brady. He's got his weapons.
AB's hurt.
Oh, that is true. Because he didn't come back after that injury, did he?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, and then Godwin hasn't been looking as good lately. He's had a lot of drops, too. Yeah, that was one of the big drops last week.
So, yeah, and then Mike Evans, unless it's a 1-yard touchdown pass, how effective has he been? Gronk hasn't really had his game. He hasn't had his moment yet.
This could be the one, though.
If it has to be a game, this one is it.
This will be it
in Green Bay.
So, yeah, I think if it comes down to a shootout, I just trust who's the better quarterback at this time, Aaron Rodgers. I don't see it going any other way. Score wise, though, what do you think you got here?
Oh fuck! I think it's gonna be a bloodbath. To be honest,
you think it's just gonna be one-sided?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the moment's going to be too big for some of the Tampa Bay players. I mean, out of offensively, we're looking at maybe like Gronk and Tom Brady. That's like, we live this.
Yeah.
Like we're used to this. Everyone else is like, fuck. Not only is it like our first divisional playoff game, but we're in fucking Lambeau.
Yeah. Fair point. And
so I'm honestly thinking it's going to be like 34 to like 21. 24 maybe if they're lucky.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you on that because that's what I was thinking numbers too. 34-24 sounds about right. And I expect Green Bay to come up. I mean, home field advantage. There's some people say there's no such thing as a home field advantage, but when it comes to Green Bay and Lambeau Field, cold weather, especially if it's the snow on there, it's Green Bay. All the money on Green. All the money on Green Bay.
Yeah, that's the 12th man right there. The fucking weather. The weather will fucking kill you.
Speaking of 12 men, I forgot to highlight that though on the previous the Bills against Baltimore for having only like 7K fans. They sounded like the fucking stadium was full.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah, no, I love it. And still, hey, Bills Mafia, I'm really disappointed. Like, I'm not seeing the tables breaking. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm telling you, they're either saving it for this championship game or they're just saving it for the big game.
Or they're like, you know what? No tables will be harmed this season. Just get us there.
Just get us there. And then once we can start packing the stadium back with fans again, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I don't know. They made a deal. They made a deal with somebody.
Maybe they're just not Twitter users. Maybe Bills fans just don't like Twitter for some reason, man. Like, I look up Bills Mafia and there's like nothing really like trending or anything on there.
They're just like, not using the hashtags, I think.
They don't know how to use hashtags. Okay.
I think that might be the case.
Right. Bills fans, they have some,
Not too internet savvy to.
They're putting
themselves for sure.
They're putting table
like on a VHS recorder, you know.
They're putting table emoji Bills Mafia is what's wrong. I think that's what we look for. All right, so let's go back to the AFC. We got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. First off, who's your pick here?
Oh, I'm going Bills Mafia all day. I want Bills versus Green Bay, and I want fucking Josh Allen to carry his big old balls.
You know,
in Miami and just win.
I was thinking I would like Bills versus Green Bay as well, but I would think how form-fitting would it be for Josh Allen to beat Tom Brady and dethroning him since he left the AFC is in the NFC, and he's like the new second coming of the new mobile Tom Brady and this new Bills team if they become a new dominant team in the AFC. That would be awesome.
I mean, I like that. It sounds good.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be a good storyline.
But is Tom Brady gonna beat Aaron Rodgers?
That's why I said what if.
I mean, if there's anyone that can do it, it's him.
True.
If anyone can do it, it is him. Yeah. So I could see it happening.
But are the cards?
Hope for it in the back of my head.
Are the cards stacked against Tom? Yes, they are. With how well Green Bay has been playing. But get back to Kansas City and the Bills. So big question is, what is Mahomes going to look like?
Look, if Tom Brady pulls off this upset, I'm buying the TB12 method, whatever the fuck it is, and I'm jumping on.
for how long? For like a week, or how long are you gonna do the TB12 method?
I don't know, man. We're not talking about that. I'm saying I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Buying into it. All right, so let's get back to the AFC. Kansas City versus Buffalo. Big question here is, what can we expect Mahomes to look like? How is he going to look coming off of, again, the ankle injury, not only from last week, but also the concussion?
Yeah. I mean, what are you able to expect? Like, are we going to see Henny do anything? Anything is possible? Did you see that bullshit?
I mean, yeah.
That hashtag?
All he had to do was just come in and be a game time manager. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him make that. I mean, you saw him overthrow that guy and just float it for that interception.
Yeah.
Like, that should question, like, you should not be too happy to see. You should not have that hashtag trending.
No. Because, like, literally anything is possible. Like, that could have been a pick six and it was game over.
Yeah.
Stupid Bill Brown.
What do you think is going to be the bigger takeaways from this team, or what does one team have to do right that the other team to take advantage of the other team's weaknesses? So
if the Bills win, they're going to have an asterisk against this team because Mahomes had a concussion, blah blah blah. Yeah. So that's already the storyline that I'm expecting if they win. But I honestly feel that if they're able to put the pressure on Mahomes now, because he is hurt. He's not going to be as mobile because we kind of saw him he just doesn't look the same right now. Yeah. So if the defense is able to step up, Josh Allen doesn't make any mistakes. Mm-hmm. He does hold the ball a lot, and all it takes is that one fucking play that they need to get intercepted, and that's all it is. Like, he has to have a perfect fucking game.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of one of the strengths right now with Kansas City is their secondary. Their defense, especially in the secondary, is looking stout. Honey Badger is coming off of one of his better games where he was just flying around the ball. And that's just they're going to have to do. I mean, this Buffalo's team runs off of the arm of Josh Allen. They're going to either have to – it's one thing to put pressure on Allen, but then he's so good at making things happen and extending plays and just waiting for stuff to happen. It's more of, can you cover these wide receivers, this tandem of Beasley, Brown, and Diggs?
Hey, is the moment too big for him? We're going to find out.
Yeah. As much as everybody's talked about how well he's turned the season compared to his last two seasons, this is the game to silence all the critics. You can go and do whatever in the Super Bowl, but you got your team here. You can get them to the next big game. I think this is the one to silence just about everybody. If you can especially outplay Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, the NFL darling.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Because I don't want to see Kansas City and Green Bay, to be honest. I don't want to see the two State Farm guys go at it.
I know, and just fucking annoying. It's annoying.
They're probably going to shoot a commercial at halftime with each other.
For sure.
If that happens. And I don't want to see that.
Where you squirting ketchup on steak and shit. Who does that? Psychopath.
Exactly. There's nothing fun about that. So, all the chips, Bills Mafia, all the chips, Green Bay. That's where it's going to go through. That's what we all want to see. And I think that's going to happen.
I totally want to see it. Unless Tampa Bay, I don't care who the Bills play. It could be either. I mean, the storyline's there.
Yeah,
Aaron
either
Rodgers,
way.
Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Josh Allen. Like these are the guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes go back to back because I just don't think that he's 100%, and it'll be like a really shitty Super Bowl. And because I honestly think that if it's Green Bay and Kansas City, Aaron Rodgers is just gonna light them the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I can see that happening, and I don't know. I mean, I really want to see the Bills win. Score wise, this game though, what do you think in the potential of this game could look like?
Man, I don't think it'll. I think it'll be like 27-17. No, not 27. Oh, fuck, I already said. Yeah, 27-17. He doesn't hit 30 points.
Okay, I'll take 21-27.
Oh,
I'll go there. I think it'd be
a little bit closer.
I think it'll be a little bit closer, but I think Buffalo's going to edge out and get that dub. And I mean, I really want to see Josh Allen make it to the big game, and I don't know. I think if the Bills somehow win the Super Bowl, everything in the football world just kind of gets a fresh little reset button.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a smooth transition to the craziness. There's going to be this whole coaching carousel that's going on right now. Where's Deshaun Watson going? Who's getting drafted? Where? What the hell's going on? Maybe he goes to the Bears. He's doing all this crazy shit. He's following people on that are in Chicago media peeps. Who knows what fucking happens? I mean, we're in an era now where all these superstars can ask for whatever they want and they can somehow find a way to get in.
I can tell you, Watson and JJ Watt are not going to be in a Texans uniform next season. There's already talks that they're getting dealt.
Yeah, I know there's already movement on the JJ Watt front. They keep saying that there's movement with Deshaun Watson, but who knows what that's going to look like. The asking price is going to be high.
Oh, for sure. And the only teams that have the capital to do it, like, how shitty would it be is, like, oh, you want out? All right, you're going to the Jets. See you later.
See ya. Deuces. I mean, and that could happen. That's
because I don't think that they'll do it. I don't think he'll go to Miami.
So this is what the Jets do. They get Deshaun Watson, and at the same time, they get Allen Robinson. Boom.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty wild.
Yeah, or the Jags say, "Fuck it, you want the number one spot? Give us Deshaun Watson.
Give us Deshaun Watson.
You can get Trevor Lawrence or whoever the fuck you want."
True. Nah, I think they're gonna get Trevor. I don't see any way going. I mean, especially with Urban Meyer, like he literally gets to have a team with a huge amount of fucking cap space and gets to do exactly whatever he wants with it.
Who was telling us this past weekend that they weren't gonna go Trevor Lawrence?
I think that was Taco telling us that.
Okay, I can't even fucking trust him. I know it's going on in my head like, oh, they're not gonna do it, whatever. But now that you said that, okay, never mind.
Never mind. But uncredited source can't go from there.
It's not a paid source, sorry.
But no, again, round 3 of the playoffs this weekend. Is also this weekend the McGregor fight, or is that next weekend? This Saturday?
I don't think it's this Saturday. Actually, it might be.
What is this Saturday? What is this Saturday?
The 23rd?
Maybe, I can't remember.
Hold on.
I'm gonna Google it. Fight. 23rd.
So.
Oh, it is this weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
This Saturday.
Okay. So football and some fights.
Football and football fights.
Oh.
Hey, last weekend.
Have you? And I know this is some banter that we've been having.
Yeah.
Offline, but you're getting into hockey. It's hockey season.
I know. I haven't decided on the team just yet. I don't know. Like, I feel like I should stick with Dallas area because it's like. Team. But then I kind of feel like this is like my opportunity to kind of branch out and go enjoy somebody else's city team wise, and I don't know. It's between, I guess, the Penguins and the Blackhawks right now.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. The new addition right there.
Yeah, no, that's pretty dope.
The new addition. It's sad times for Blackhawks Nation. It's a bit of a rebuild, which is common in Chicago right now.
I feel like that would be like the best time to jump in, though, too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of nostalgia going on with the team because we still have some key players, but we suck dick right now. The Golden Knights are really good. Dallas has been progressively getting better.
Yeah.
So those are good picks. But do your research and then we'll talk about it again.
All right. So next episode, I will have my team selected, and then we will lock in that team, and then I will do about a week's worth of studying, and then come back as some type of a minimal expert on the team at that point.
Let's go.
It'll be good. So in that, I mean, there's nothing else here. Again, we got some badass fights this weekend. We got round 3 of the playoffs, big time games. I guess as always, per your usual.
Hey man, thank you for my birthday wishes. Thank you for your gift. I appreciate everyone. Hit that shit, both of you.